Now, we know it's only November, but in schools all over the land, little darlings are vying for the plum parts in the Christmas nativity play. This comes as new research suggests that the character you played in the nativity could actually predict how successful you would be in later life. OK, so joining me now to right some of their nativity wrongs of the past, please welcome back Stacey, the shepherd. She's a little bit... Welcome to Joseph, street porter. And last but not least, Colleen, the Virgin. Virgin Mary, Virgin Mary. Come on, Mary.
It's no wonder I'm the Virgin Mary if that's my husband.
I've been asked to point out,
yes,
so as not to cause offence, I am wearing a tea towel on my head because that is what I originally wore.
Yes.
And I've tried to recreate my
So, so you were Joseph. Were you Joseph at school? Did you want to be Joseph, or really were you planning to be Mary?
Part. But I was Joseph. I was quite pleased with Joseph because it was the kind of... Yeah, it was the big part, starring with Virgin Mary. But I wore national health glasses, which unfortunately this morning our team were unable to locate. So you've got to imagine that before I went on stage in Peterborough Primary School, I looked like this with little round pink glasses. Aww. And then at the last minute, the teacher grabbed them off me and said, "You can't go with those on, you've got to look more like Joseph." So I went on and couldn't see a thing. Oh, no. So I was like stumbling on to the stage. My mother said I was an embarrassment.
Well, you know, we're saying this can predict in later life what you do. So Josephs will enjoy shopping, work in finance, and earn £38,000 a year. So I think you've done slightly better than that, haven't you, Janet? Yeah.
Not your average Joseph,
Not your average Joe, after all.
Very good.
So, Stacey, what did you play in the nativity at school?
I was always the sheep. Every year I auditioned to be... I was. I don't know why, but every year I auditioned to be... That was how I used to do it. No, every year I auditioned to be the shepherd because I really wanted a crook. Yeah. Is it a crook?
Yes.
So did you have to run around on all fours, low down?
Yeah, so I always cut my knees every single Christmas. I was on the floor, bowing at people, following the shepherd around. So finally...
Finally, she's the shepherd. Were you jealous of, were you jealous of the people that got what you consider better roles than you? Because it's really funny, talking to the team today, everybody's a bit snarly. They're all going, yes, I remember. I'm making these names up, by the way. I remember Jane Bloggs, with her curls and her blonde hair. She was always Mary. Everyone's like...
Yeah, all the pretty ones were always Mary, yeah.
People don't forget it.
Well, no. I'm jealous of all of you that you got to play anything because I didn't get to play a part.
Why?
Because I was working. Come on now. She needs feeding.
So shepherds love a trip to the cinema, Stace.
Yes.
Spending their salary of £29,000 on films, which they earned in their IT job. So you should be working in IT.
Awkward.
No, what about sheep, though? What did they become? Because that's what I was.
Nothing.
Kebabs.
Roast dinners.
Literally, I searched all through like that. What's sheep? No, nothing. You'll amount to nothing. Mary's...
What were Virgin Marys?
Mary's are destined to work in retail. OK, they earn £39,000 a year. This is my favourite bit of the whole thing. And they love yoga.
She's got a bad neck.
Again. See, if I did yoga, I wouldn't have a bad
with
neck.
my costume today, because although I was the Angel Gabriel, so I said this morning I was the Angel Gabriel, they went, ooh, no, I had this kind of crazy, wild teacher, and Miss Swan, hello, Miss Swan, and I was a crazy angel, and she made me this yellow, like, wings with crepe paper, and I had to do, like, a dance.
Dance?
Yes, we did it in the church, and I had to dance.
Well, great. Didn't the Angel Gabriel stand at the back, behind Joseph?
Yeah, but I was like that.
You were picking up your
the Angel Gabriel with almost crepe paper wings.
Did she make you do that, or did you just do that?
She made it.
Trying to stand out.
It was her vision of the nativity.
And what happened to all the Angel Gabriels in the end?
Well, Angel Gabriels, where are they? Oh, yes, they're likely to enjoy reading. Oh, I do. Earn an average of £40,000, so I've beaten you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Regular angels, though, they're only on course for 25 grand.
Ah.
You had to be the
did this
Gabriel. You had to be the Gabriel, didn't you? The head one. The head one.
Can I take my tea towel off now?
Yeah, go on then. No, don't, because I like you in that.
I like you in that.
Yes, because we're still... No, keep it on, because we're still talking about the festive season, because now they're saying, forget a white Christmas, apparently it's time to have a green Christmas.
Yes.
OK, so go green, think of the planet. You might want to rent your Christmas tree, that's what people are doing now, instead of buying one, and wrap your presents. I think this is Friends of the Earth have said, why don't you wrap your presents in a nice scarf rather than paper and make that part of the present? This is all to help save the planet, Colleen. It's all to help save
Well, you
the
could
planet.
just wrap your presents in recycling things you get free from the council.
Yeah, there is recyclable wrapping paper as well.
But haven't you done something? Haven't you done this tree renting
Well, I'm
thing?
trying really hard to rent a tree and to not,
You just buy a fake tree.
because I don't have anywhere to store a fake tree actually. So it's
Joe's
yeah.
minimal clothes cupboard.
I mean, he's got to have a wardrobe somewhere, Janet, so I can't fill it up with Christmas trees. But it is really, really difficult. But I definitely feel like over the years I've tried to become as more conscious as I possibly can, like not using excess amounts of sellotape and wrapping paper. I do reuse bags, though, and I've always done it. So whenever somebody doesn't write on a label, and even when they do sometimes, I will use that bag again. I get really excited about using
Actually, my
the same
friends and I,
bag.
we don't, whenever we exchange presents, we never write on the label. And my best friend Sam, we've had this Christmas bag that's gone backwards and forwards for years, or two of them, that we keep recycling. It's become like a joke now. So they're getting really battered. It's like, have you got the bag? You've still got to do
I
the
quite
bag.
like that, though. That's
Yeah.
I've got the same Christmas stocking I've had for 10 years, nice and big. So I still have a Christmas stocking. And I agree with recycling paper and cards. I cut up all my Christmas cards to make labels. But this year, because I've moved, all the paper and all the wrapping and all the old cards are in the storage unit with about 28 other boxes of stuff that aren't labelled. So I won't be very... I'll have to start from scratch this year. And
But
as
do you
for
think-
rags...
because Eamon's got very vehement about all this. He sent us all, kids and I, all a message the other day going, right, I don't want lots of presents and I certainly don't want them wrapped. You've got to think of the amount of paper. So, oh, gosh, he's getting all a bit, you know...
Oh, can we not just have one day off of thinking about the world ending and everything that else is going on? Just one day. Well, you know, I'm very good. I am very aware that we are in a situation where we really, really, really need to take it all very seriously. And we are, and I am, and I'm doing my best. But can we just leave Christmas alone?
Well,
please?
go in the supermarket and they are completely in two minds about saving the planet. So you've got aisle after aisle in all the major supermarkets of Christmas tat. You've got tinsel,
Plastic.
toys and all of that. And then what's happened in fruit and veg, they're saving the planet. So I went to Sainsbury's on Sunday and they've now got loose vegetables, like it's a new thing. Hey, buy our loose vegetables and save the planet. And you weigh them yourself. So I took my Brussels sprouts and looked for a bag. There are no bags. No bags. So you're buying 2 handfuls of Brussels sprouts, trying not to drop them. And you get them to the weighing thing, you put them in the thing, you think, what am I meant to do? And then right by the weighing machine is buy our Bag for Life for your vegetables.
Yes, I bought one of
30
those.
pence.
It's quite small, isn't it?
It's quite
so I did
small.
That.
It's a rip-off.
Yeah, because a lot of supermarkets are doing this now. So
They do
I
it
did the
at
same.
most
Suddenly went, oh, where are the
supermarkets.
bags? And then saw this little netting bag.
That's
What's
right.
that made of, by the way? It looked plasticky to me, but I don't know. Obviously, something that's biodegradable. And so... But it was really small. So I got a bit of broccoli, put it in, and I was like, yeah, but I want some potatoes, I want some carrots. So is the idea that you end up buying lots of those bags
Probably.
to...
But they are
the problem is-
biodegradable, those bags, because there are a couple of supermarkets
Yeah,
now where
They've
they're
got to be. They
biodegradable
can't be
bags.
telling us not to have a
Well,
plastic
I've got a
bag.
simple solution. In the olden days, which my generation remember, you go in the supermarket, there were loads of boxes,
Yeah.
weren't there? Inside there, you immediately get box for all your shopping to go in. So now what I do, I go up to the loose herbs and just take them all out of their cardboard boxes and use those for my vegetables.
But it would be good if there were boxes they didn't need anymore or stuff lying around. It's just one of those things where I feel like nothing has caught up yet. So everyone's trying to put things in place and trying to be as helpful as possible, but we're not everybody is caught up.
It's really rude.
It's that halo.
Angel Gabriel.
My halo.
You nearly woke me, child.
Well, I won't be recycling my turkey, thank you very much.
But I do think maybe it's something we need to think about. There's a lot of excess at Christmas. I think there's somewhere in the middle, isn't there?
No.
There is, Colleen.
Not at Christmas.
They're recyclable
Don't ruin
paper.
Christmas. How can you wrap presents in scarves? Have you seen how many family members I've got? Cost me £300 in scarves.
Well, you could recycle your knickers or something.
Oh, I could fit a few presents in my knickers, to be fair.
There is nothing, but there is recyclable wrapping paper as well. Like, you can wrap up in actual just paper and then put it in the recycling after, so I don't know why you'd have to use a perfectly good scarf.